Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're coming back, thank you. And if you're new, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe, because the rules of this house is to like, it is to comment, and it is to subscribe. So I'm starting a new series called Life Hacks. So basically what Life Hacks is going to be about literally anything in life and giving advice and just a whole lot of stuff. And our first season, quote unquote season, is going to be about university life and all things related to it. And this part is going to be divided into 3 parts. So I'll have episode 1, 2, and 3. This first one is related to the most important, because it's the most important reason why you go to university, and that is academics. So this will be very like academically orientated, and as well as stress management. So this is what this episode is about. Then the next episode is going to be about res life, university life, you know, the fun times of university, you know. And then the third one is going to be about budgeting, finances, and whatever. And then if maybe there's a need for any other episode, then surely we'll do it. If you have any other ideas or anything else that you'd like me to talk about that that do not fall under these topics, then please do comment down below, and I will take your considerations and see what we can do about it. But without wasting time, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so this is episode 1 of Life Hacks, the University Life series, and today we are talking about all things academics, you know. Yes, the sole reason why you go to university, you're not going there to jowl and do other, you're going there to get your degree. Okay, so these questions are mostly from matriculants, so it'll be mostly sort of kind of directed to people who are going to university next year. But you could be a first year, third year, fifth year, whatever. We'll all learn, we'll all grow. Disclaimer before I get into anything. I am not a professional, this is wrong, but like I may answer some of the questions sort of incorrectly, so feel free to correct me in the comment section and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope this doesn't take too long. That was just a disclaimer, like just don't now I say things and then like now life flops and then you're like, yay, but Dimple said yay. Staying on top of your schoolwork, the same as you're doing now in high school. When you have homework, you do it that day. The only difference is here, no one's going to be checking your homework. So if you go to class and you have things to do, do it as soon as possible. That is literally how you stay on top of things. Do things as soon as possible. It's not going to be all the time we're going to come back from class and be like, yes, let me do my work, let me study. No, it's not going to be all the time. But do it as soon as possible. Do it as soon as possible. Organize your life, plan your life, and literally, and ask for help. Ask for help if you feel like you don't understand this and you're drowning, because by the time it's test time or by the time it's exams, it's going to be too late. You need to ask for help soon. Do things as soon as possible. Procrastination is a real thing. It's really a real thing. It affects us all, unfortunately. But do things as soon as you can. I promise you, as soon as you can, as soon as you're free and you feel like I'm bored, I don't know what to do, I've seen this person, do your schoolwork. Literally. Number 2 is organize and plan your life. Organize and plan your life. Plan time to have fun, plan time to work, plan time to do whatever you want to do. It's literally all about allocating certain times to certain things. The third thing is ask for help when you need help. Ask for help, ask friends, ask whoever, form study groups, study with people, do your past papers, literally use all the resources given to you and ask for help. And also another thing, I want to comment on this good grades situation, because you need to remember, I don't know if you've been told, but I definitely was told that my marks are going to drop when I get to university. Standard, you're gonna drop by about 10-20%. So if you're getting 90s now, expect to get 80s and 70s in university. If you're getting 80s now, expect to get 60s. So you don't be shocked when you're putting the same amount of effort now that you did in high school. In high school, the same amount of effort you were getting a 90, but now the same amount of effort you're getting a 60. That's gonna happen. So don't base your good grades on what you were getting in high school, because that is very, very detrimental. Trust me. That good grades does not mean 90 or 100 or 80 or 70. Sometimes not even 60. You know? But that's on that. So don't procrastinate, organize your life and ask for help. I think in general, university is more difficult than high school. Obviously, it's a different level. So obviously, it has a level of difficulty. But I do say that some degrees are more difficult than others. And that is also people dependent. Like for me, probably things to do with physics and maths and engineering and whatever, I'd probably find very difficult, right? But what I'm doing now is not extremely difficult. But for someone else it may be extremely difficult. But it's also people dependent and also degree dependent. So, but in general, in essence, yes, it obviously is more difficult and more work than high school. You're not going to be doing the same physics that you were doing. You're not going to be doing the same maths that you were doing. You're not going to be doing the same biology that you were doing. So yes, university is difficult. It's no child's play. It really is no child's play, and it requires work, hard work. Some work harder than others, because some have classes, 8 a.m. classes 5 days a week, 8 until 4. Some don't. Some of your mates will have more free time than you do. Sometimes people write on Saturdays. Some people work and go to hospital on Saturdays. Some don't. So it really is dependent. But fairly university, my guys, it's difficult. It's a difficulty. It's not going to be like the EMAs that you did at school, the accounting, the maths, the physics. No, it won't be like that. Okay, this is also faculty and university dependent. So faculties basically are like health science faculty, finance, law faculty, law, finance, accounting, engineering faculties, and different things like that. So about changing courses, I think you can only change, I stand corrected. I absolutely stand corrected. I think you can only change your course at the beginning of the year. So let's take someone who's doing accounting, right? At the beginning of the, let's say they're doing accounting models, and then they feel like I can't do this. I think you do have to complete that year, and then next year you can apply for another course. I think it just has to be within the same faculty. I stand corrected. That is if you want to still stay in the same thing and you want to be credited for some of your modules, right? But I think you can change courses. You just have to apply, but I'm just not sure about the protocol. But definitely people change courses all the time. You can call your friends today, yo, show me, yeah, I'm doing BCom law. It's nice. And then next year, oh, show me how to BCom law doing. Oh, hi, show me now, I'm doing a BA now. Like, So yes, you can change courses or credits. So let's take, I am doing medicine, right? So I'm doing medicine, and these are not the real subjects. Then I have chemistry, and then I have biology, then I have clinical skills, and then I have maths. There's no maths, but I'm just, you know. And then I decide now, I don't want to do medicine anymore. For whatever reason, I want to do nursing now, right? So nursing, they also do chemistry and they also do biology, but maybe nursing doesn't do the same clinical skills that you do, and they don't do maths. So when you change the course for the next year and now you want to do medicine, when the nursing students do biology and chemistry, you won't do those modules because you were credited for those modules because you've already done them in your previous year, and then you're only going to pick up the modules that you didn't do. So those are credits. When you have done a certain module or achieved a certain amount of marks in a module, then you're credited from doing it when you change your course. That's what I got when I was actually understanding what credits are. Yes, if there's anyone who has a better explanation, please do drop it down below. Oh, mates. This is when we hope and pray that you applied for more than one university, and that you applied for more than one course. Because if you only applied at one university and you only applied for one course, you are basically kind of screwed. And then you literally have to wait until all the admissions are done in the next year. Hopefully they still have space. Go knock on people's doors, go to colleges, because that is the pits. That is just a very dark, sad situation. That's why if you're listening in LO or anywhere where they teach you about university and applying, you need to apply to many places as possible, so that you don't find yourself in a predicament where you are rejected and you have nowhere to go. But basically, if that's where you are now, next year when the results come out, you need to call people, you need to call in favors, you need to knock on people's doors, and you need to be like, these are my marks, this is what I got, do you have space, can I get in? Basically, so that's what happens. And if you are rejected this year, you have to then apply the next year. If you don't get in and you have to be sitting at home, then the next year you apply, follow the same protocols, and also maybe understand and see why perhaps you were rejected, and try, if it's a matter of marks, then maybe you have to improve your marks or things like that, and maybe try changing the degree that you wanted to do initially or something like that. But you have to apply again if you don't get into that academic year. So I really don't know why. When I came in here, I was excited. I have class at 8. Literally my classes are like a 5-minute walk away. Yes, I don't have to wake up at 5 o'clock anymore. What? I think I only woke up at 6 o'clock on that first day, and I was like, screw this, I'm waking up at 7. The thing is, the work does get a lot. It does get hectic. You also want to live your life and stuff. So your body gets worn out and you get really tired. So that's why it becomes difficult to wake up. Another thing, it was easier to wake up at school because you had to go to school. You had to go to school. If you were late for school, you would be punished. Here, you don't have to go to class. You're not going to be punished if you're late. So if you had a late night, you're like, I'll just go in 30 minutes later, and then it becomes a habit of you always being late for class. So because no one's gonna be like, why are you late? I'm giving you a demerit. Sit outside my class because you're late. You gonna sit on the floor because you late. Why are you late? You detention because you've been late 10 times. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So that's another thing. It's a matter of willpower. So you get tired, And there's also willpower. There's no one sitting over your head about you having to wake up. So that's why it's difficult to wake up for 8 a.m. when you've been waking up at 5 o'clock your whole life, because there was nobody waking you up. There's no one waking up here, and there's no one who's gonna care if you're late or not. So this again is degree dependent. Me personally, no, I cannot choose what time my lectures are. I have that one lecture at that day at that particular time. If I miss that lecture on that day at that particular time, I will never have that lecture ever again. If I have that tat on that day at that particular time and I miss it, I will never have that lecture or that tat on that day ever again. You feel me? Whereas other faculties, I know with like the I think it's finance and accounting, that's not corrected, faculties, they have multiple classes of the same thing because there's so many of them, right? So they have multiple classes of the same thing over different times of the day. So then on that case, then you can choose what time your lectures are. But you obviously have to look at all the classes and make sure that you don't double book yourself, if that makes sense. So if there's 5 finance lectures in a day and there's only 2 statistics lectures in a day, you need to look at what time the statistics lectures are, what time the finances lectures are, and make sure they don't clash. And then that's how you pick your times. So there are degrees where you can actually pick your times, and there are degrees where you can't pick your times. Yeah, so it's also degree dependent. And some lectures are compulsory for some degrees. Some lectures are not compulsory for other degrees. Personally, for me, I rarely have compulsory lectures. I rarely have lectures that are compulsory. It's compulsory. Like, why is it compulsory? Like, I rarely have compulsory lectures. So the other degrees need to attend 90% of their lectures to pass. I don't have to do that. So yeah. Again, this is also degree dependent, unfortunately. Degree and university dependent. For me, if I fail a module, I can repeat it the next year. I don't fail my whole degree. But if I fail, I actually didn't even know the failing protocol exactly of my degree. But I think if I fail more than 2 or 3, I think, then I have to repeat the whole entire year and but if I fail 1, then I can just do it the next year and carry on with my life. When it's your first day in class and they give you packs or whatever, read the passing requirements of that specific module carefully. It's important to know how you are getting your marks and what happens if you don't reach those marks. So is it a number of safe quizzes that you have to do? Do you have to attend your lectures a certain number of time? The key is to know how to pass, so you pass. Don't understand what happens when you fail. Don't do that. Understand what you need to pass and make sure you pass. Yes, failing does happen. It's not the end of the world. You just either repeat the module or repeat the year. It's all good. It's really not the end of the world. Like, it's really not the end of the world. Yeah, so that happens. Same with module or course. Some the degrees are stricter than others. Some you can carry on your modules to the next year. Just make sure you finish them and you can graduate in record time. Some you have to repeat a year. Some modules you fail, they're like, bye bye, see you next year, or bye, please change degrees. So the stress in university is related to the workload being too much or just other stresses. So the best way to avoid these things is literally to plan your life, guys. Like, literally plan your life. You don't have to have like a diary and sticky notes. Even in your head, compartmentalize things that you have to do. You know that you have a test. They don't catch you out by surprise and say, "Hey, guess what, you have a test on Tuesday." No, you know the test dates in advance. plan your life. Look at the work. Know how you study. Are you a slow studier? Are you a fast studier? Don't copy what your friends are doing to study. Do what works for you. I know I study slow. I don't study as fast as other. Some people can study 2 days before the test and pass. I can't do that. I will go mad. I know I need to start at the beginning of the block to start making notes so that I can pass. Do you understand what I'm saying? Know yourself and how you operate and how you work, and that is the best way to avoid stress. When you are in the midst of stress, find something else to de-stress. So don't be constantly working on your books. Go to the gym, watch a series, hang out with your friends, you know, to find a thing, an outlet to de-stress and just get your mind off academics. So yeah, and then don't let stress and anxiety and bad days linger on too long. I was unfortunately a person who let my stress and stuff and bad days linger on too long, and that just led to a path that's left. So my advice to you is don't let it linger too long. If you feel like you can't handle this, go to the campus health and either speak to a doctor or speak to someone or speak to your mentor, because I know usually first years and stuff get mentors and they can be able to direct you into the right channels on how to manage what you're going through. Don't let things linger and sit around, sis, bro. It's gonna send you down the wrong path. Those bad days aren't just always bad days. Yes, we have bad days, but if your bad days is lasting a whole week, 2 weeks, something's off. You need to go and keep it balanced. And yeah, so find a stress reliever and outlet. Some people meditate, some people run, some people talk to other people. Just find an outlet. For me personally, I go to church, I pray and things like that, and that helps me with my anxious feelings. And I also exercise a lot. So when I get anxious feelings, I go and exercise, and just that tension and that energy is just released through the exercise. Then I come back, I'm more calmer. But the most important thing is to get help. Organize your life, plan your life, and get help ASAP. Everyone, trust me, every single person who's been in university cannot lie and tell me that they have not sought out help from someone in any way, shape or form. So yeah, that's what's important. But yeah, I didn't want this video to be too long because now it's like 30 minutes and I'm like, oh my gosh. But if you would like a separate video on stress management and how to plan and organize your life, please do comment down below so that I can make a section dedicated to that. And yeah, so this is our first episode of Life Hacks University Life series, academics and stress management. If you did enjoy, please do give a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, please do not forget to subscribe and don't forget to comment if you did enjoy this video. And this is it from me. Until next time.